Hey guys, so I'm just editing the podcast and just so you know, the first couple minutes are very dark as a giant black cloud appeared outside my window and made my room dark within about 3 minutes. So don't worry, I do turn a light on, so bear with me for the first few minutes of the podcast. Enjoy! Bye! Hi, welcome to episode 21 of the Woolly Wolverine podcast. My name is Laura and I am your host. Today is the 14th of August, 2017. I always seem to forget the year, which is odd, but anyway. And I'm coming to you from my home in Ireland. So, I just wanted to drop in and say hello, and hopefully you guys are looking forward to catching up and seeing what I'm up to. So, no need to adjust your settings. I am coming to you 2 weeks in a row. Back at it. I did say I'd try my best to come back this week, and here I am. It is a Monday evening. It is getting very dark. I'm just home from work, so hopefully the lighting lasts. I'm going to kind of fly through as much as I can in the next half hour. And okay, so let's get to it. So I'm going to kick off with a little bit of admin stuff. So you can find me on Ravelry and Instagram, and the show notes are on WordPress, but I'll have all them linked below. I just wanted to remind you all that there is a giveaway going on in the Ravelry group. So make sure you go over and check that out. It is for the Selbu Mitten Club, which I talked about more in the last episode. But it is a pattern subscription club which has been designed by my good friend Ellie of Skein Knits, and she very kindly donated a collection of the patterns to be given away to one of you lucky viewers. So make sure you go over and check out the Ravelry group and enter the giveaway, and I think it's closing on the 28th of August, I think I said. So make sure you go over and enter there. As well as that, there is a knit along ongoing in the group for the month of August. It is the Success knit along. So you can, if you are knitting 2 pairs of socks in the month of August, make sure to tag them on Instagram as #SuccessCal, and go over to the Ravelry group as well, and just there's a chatted thread there, so just kind of show what you're working on, and I will be opening up the FO thread in the next couple days, so look out for that too. I am making slow and steady progress on that, which I will show you now. So I've no finished objects this week. It is getting insanely dark, so I'm gonna have to turn on artificial lighting. Boo. The heavens have just opened. I'm going to see if I can show you. It is absolutely lashing. This just happened as I went to turn on the lights. This is why it got all of a sudden very dark and stormy. So this is Kildare in Ireland in August, which is supposed to be still summer, but as you can see, it is not. Wow, look at that. So, where was I? I think I'd gone through where you could find me, the giveaway, and the knit along. Yes, so I was going to show you my progress for the Success Cal. So I cast on these socks last Sunday, I believe, or maybe, yeah, Sunday, I think, maybe Monday. And these are my bust knitting socks. So I've been showing them a little bit on Instagram, on my Instagram stories. I kind of post a little sock. Oh my god, that rain! I post a little sock update every now and then. So I'm just doing 2 at a time, vanilla. This is Drops Fable in the Rose Mist print, I believe. And then this this kind of peachy coloured mini is from Sweet Sparrow Yarns in the Dusty Rose. So I'm doing a 64 stitch sock. I'm going to do an afterthought heel, and they don't match. All you OCD people out there, I do apologise. I thought they were matching. I thought I'd lined up the grey and this peach. Then when I got into the grey and the pink, I realised they no matchy. I don't mind too much. Well, I don't mind at all, but I know it would bother some people. But there are my socks. Pair number 1 for the Socks Escal. So I'm a little bit behind. So I'm going to try and cast on the second pair this week and have both going at the same time. Shouldn't be too bad. So they are on 2.5mm needles, and I am keeping it in my little bobbins bag. Lovely Danny have little bobbins. Another whip that I have talked about on Instagram also is the Midsummer Haze. But first, it is in my Emerald Fibres bag, which is the lovely Kira, who I met at the Yarn Folk Festival, which I'll talk about a bit later. It was really, really lovely to meet Kira. She's an absolute sweetheart. And these are my little ginger origami cats. Love it. So in this I am keeping my Midsummer Haze shawl, which is a pattern by Hohi Locatelli, and it is a shawl cowl. So here is my progress. So I cast this on, I think, Saturday. So you start off as a regular kind of triangle kind of shawl. There's increases pretty much every second row. Just kind of increases as a regular one would, but I believe I'm getting close to joining in the round, and then it becomes a circular lace kind of cowl. So it's lovely. I love this colour. So this yarn is Fawn the Fox in the geode colourway on her wolf base, and it's quite a neutral pink and has pops of purple and black, and I really love it. I love how variegated it is, and how like the stitch definition is really, really nice. So this is my first time working with a singles yarn, and I'm quite nervous that I'm going to split it or pull it apart. Not that I'm quite a tight knitter, I just feel that it's this spin, or it just seems quite loosely spun, because there is no other, it's only a single ply. So, but it's lovely. I really love it, and it's very, very soft. So I'm knitting these on the needles that were recommended, which is 3.5. Yeah, 3.5mm. And yeah, I'm going to work on this a little bit more. So I will show you the yarn cake. It is a disaster. I do not have a Swift. So I hold the yarn, and I do have a ball winder, which Jessica, my sister, winds while I hold the yarn. But it didn't go very well this time. My ball winder is broken as well, I think. So it's a great combination, no Swift and a broken ball winder. That's why this cake looks like this, but the colour is lovely. There's no taking away from that beautiful colour. It's really soft as well, which I think I've said. So that is work in progress numero 2. And then number 3. I am keeping in an acquisition bag that I got up at Yarn Folk, which I will show you in a moment, unless you kind of seen it here, because I'm not sure how much of me is in frame at the moment. You may have seen it, and in which case I will talk about it in a moment. But first, I have a new work in progress, which I didn't show last week, which is pretty much done. And it is, of course, a baby sweater, because, you know, I like knitting baby stuff. And this is, the pattern is the Boy Sweater by Lisa Chemery. I think she's French, so it's something. But it is a DK sweater in, I did it in Debbie Bliss Rialto DK, and it is a stockinette sweater with kind of a textured end here, and it also follows through onto the sleeves, which I think is super cute. And it just has raglan increases, and then so I pretty much finished. It has a collar, which is, yeah, so basically I just need to sew down these two front bits like this so that the collar, and I have a button, I'll see if I have the button in this bag I'm going to use, and then that'll be it. I just need to weave in the ends and wash it, and that'll be it. But I think it's really cute, and it's really, I love how dense the fabric is that I got. So I knit this on 4mm needles, and then the textured part is on 5, which was the recommended needle size. I didn't swatch because baby stuff, it'll fit them eventually at some stage in their life, if not 6 months, which it's supposed to be for. So yeah, as I said, that's on the Rialto DK Heathers, and it is colour number 23091. I think it's pewter, I think was the colour on the name online. And I picked that up in this Isn't It, which is my local enough yarn store. No, I do not have the button. Uno momento, I'll see if I can find the button. So it was behind me here. I was looking for it for the last 5 minutes. Ooh. So I got these in This Is Knit, and they are from the Textile Garden, I believe. And it is a little tree, kind of bluey grey. I'm not sure how well that's going to show up, but it's a bluey grey and a little kind of brown tree. So it blends kind of into the colour, but I think it's quite nice for a little boy. And I do have someone in mind for this one, unlike the Paulina dress that I knit a few episodes back that has no owner and is just sitting in my pile of finished objects, random finished objects that I have no owner for. So that is the boy sweater. And oh yes, I forgot, in case you cannot see, I'm keeping this in my new bag by Love Creative Therapy, and that is Shelley, and she had a lovely kind of stand up in Yarn Folk with different projects bags, notions kind of pouches. I think she kind of uses them for cosmetics as well, but they kind of double up as knitting bags, and my one is here. And it has these little French dogs with glasses, French bulldogs. So good. And the back is this gorgeous tweed. So it's a real kind of sturdy zipper bag. Really, it's an unusual shape, I suppose, but it fit in the 3 balls of yarn about that size and the jumper quite snugly. The inside is this kind of flowery fabric, but I just love this. I love these dogs, they're so cute, and I love this colour, this kind of chartreusey greeny yellowy colour. Love. So this is one of my purchases from Yarn Folk. Sorry, not sorry. Ah yes, so that is all my current works in progress. I also swatch for my sweater, and I got gauge, so for my next sweater. I finished my older month's last episode, so I have swatched for my next sweater, which is the Breakwater, and I'm knitting that in Elianado yarn, and I will show that next week when I cast it on, hopefully sometime this week. So Next, I'm just going to chat to you. So this is kind of acquisition. So I'm just going to chat to you a little bit about the Yarn Folk Festival. So it was on in a place called Whitehead, which is in Antrim, County Antrim, just outside Belfast. So I was supposed to go with my good friend Grace from the Babbles Travelling Yarn podcast, but unfortunately she fell ill, so she was unable to make it. She had to get some minor surgery, and I have been chatting to her and I know her recovery is going well, so I hope you're feeling better, Grace. Mwah. And you were missed. So I set off on the morning of Yarn Folk and I got 2 buses, one from Kildare to Dublin and then one from Dublin to Belfast, and then the train from Belfast city centre to Whitehead. And when I arrived, I was greeted by the lovely Kate of Hawthorne Cottage Craft and Ciara of Emerald Fibres, and they were helping Terry of Fine Fish Yarns on her booth, and it was lovely to meet them. I chatted to them for a few minutes and then made my way into the hall to get my band and kind of check in, and so it was a really nice kind of setup. They had 3 different kind of buildings. So there was like a parochial hall, the community centre, and another kind of churchy kind of hall as well. Not actually sure what the third one was, but there was 3 kind of venues within the town, and I was and they had different stalls set up in each kind of venue, and there was a little cafe in one, and they were holding the kind of workshops in one of the other places, and yeah, it was a nice layout, and we were lucky enough with the weather. I think it rained once or twice during the day, but I was lucky enough to be kind of browsing within one of the shops anytime it did rain. So the turnout was really, really good. I arrived at about 11, half 11, and I know it had been open since 10, and it was very busy in the morning. I think it kind of quietened out as the day went on, but early on it was very busy, which was great, and it was great to see the vendors doing really, really well. There was a good array of vendors there. So in the first hall that I came to, there was people like, but not limited to, Dublin Dye, Irish Fairy Tale Yarns. I was chatting to Gabriella and Carlo. Townhouse, I was chatting to Lisa and Jen. And then as well I picked up that bag, actually, that bag in that hall. And it was kind of my first ever festival, if you will. I know it's quite a small one, but it was my first kind of yarn festival, so I was struck with a lot of decision paralysis, and I didn't actually buy that much, which is good. But it was too much prettiness in one place for me. And then, so that was the first kind of haul. In the second one then, there was Dye Candy and S-Twist Wool, and actually outside that I met the very lovely Juno, who kind of accompanied me around some of the stalls. She'd been there earlier, she lives kind of nearby. Hi Juno. And she had already purchased a couple skeins, beautiful yarn for herself. So then we moved into the final hall, which had Skein Queen and Green Elephant and Bear in Sheep's Clothing and Fine Fish Yarns, and there was a little cafe in there as well. So that's the haul that I did most of my damage. So I was talking to Debbie of Skein Queen, and she had the most amazing base I think I've ever felt. It was so soft. It was like a cloud. It was alpaca, silk and cashmere, and I couldn't decide on what colour. So they had really, really light pastel colours, which you guys may know are right in my wheelhouse. They had this lovely blush pink and kind of neutral greys. And when I think about them now, I cry. Why didn't I didn't get them. I don't know why. They were so beautiful. But I was chatting to Debbie and it was really nice to talk to her. But I did make some purchases at Fine Fish Yarns, the lovely Terry, and I was chatting again to Kira and Kate, who were helping man her stand while she was taking a break with her wean, who had come up to see her. Okay, so I purchased one of these beauties. This is Maven. The colourway is Maven, and it is on her Zion base, which is a 70-20-10 merino silk cashmere, and it's fingering weight, and as you can tell, it is very me. Very me. It is nice and slinky, so I think it might be something around the neck, although I do love this colour, and I want this colour in a hat. Fingering weight hat. Like a kind of, like a tam. Yeah, that's what I want as well, but maybe not this base, but I really, really like this colour. And so it's a very light greyish purple with speckles. Love it. And so this colour is here, and then I also got a trio set from Fine Fish Yarns, and I think this colour in the middle is Maven. They don't have names, and I'm going to do a bit of crinkling, so if it's really bad I'll cut it out. So this is in her core sock base, which is a 75-25 superwash merino nylon, and it is this very kind of quite undyed with some speckles, greys, kind of shaded greys, and little pops of light blue and pink in there as well. I'm not sure if you can see. It's that one. This middle one is quite like Maven. It's a little bit I'm not sure, it's a different kind of tone to it. It's more it's warmer, and it is a lighter purple, and then so these go very nice together. And then this one is like a unicorn dream. They don't have names, but I'd call this a unicorn dream. It has these lovely pinks and blues and purples and minty greens, and as you may well know, I really love purple, and this is going to be a 3 skein project of some kind. I'm thinking it could possibly be a fine so faded sweater if I got another colour somewhere, but nice and neutral. I love it. Oh, so nice. I saw this set. I had bought this earlier on in the day, and then I seen this set later and I had to have it because it is totally me. So that was what I got from the lovely Terry, Fine Fish Yarns, and then I was chatting to the lovely Fiona of Green Elephant, and I got a little sock skein, also purple, because you know, girl can't have enough purple. So this is the Flicker colourway, and it is a 75-25 merino nylon, and this is 50 grams. So this is, she had a sample of this knit up and it's really, really nice. So I got a 50 gram skein of it. It has blacks and kind of pinks in there too. Lovely. It's like my smile. A yarn smile. So to go with that, I also picked up a 20 gram mini from Fiona, and I wanted to go with something a bit contrasty. So I went with this turquoise. So I know it's a bit out there, but I think they go. I think they go. They're the same tone, same colour-ish family, hue. I don't know. So I also got another little canvas bag, which is going to be one of the prizes in the Success Cal. So I will show that when I'm giving the prizes away, or when I'm announcing the winners. I'll show the prizes. It's a cute little canvas bag with some embroidery on it. It's really nice. So as well as the purchases, I also got to do a class. So I took the beading class with Anya, who is like a prolific beading knitter extraordinaire. Her samples are absolutely amazing. Like, I can't ever imagine wanting or being able to knit a lace weight shawl. I think I'd cry. But they're so beautiful, and yeah, they're just amazing. Very inspiring. So I definitely want to knit one now. And I have been browsing on Ravelry and adding random ones to my queue because I want to bead all the items, because she showed me that it was very simple to do so. So that was really nice. We had some tea and cupcake in the class as well. It was nice to just chat to the other ladies and get to see what they were working on as well. And then it was probably about 3 o'clock at that stage, and I just found a little spot up on, there was like a stage kind of area with couches, so I just got a spot in there, nestled in, and did some knitting and was chatting to some people, and it was just really lovely. It was a really nice day, and then I went and I visited my friend who lives in Belfast, so I didn't have to go home all in one journey, which was good. That was nice. I stayed with her that night. But yes, that was Yarn Folk, and it was really nice, and it was really nice to meet some of the viewers of the podcast and just to chat to some of the yarny people that I've been talking to and getting to know. It's been really, really nice. But I think that it's going to just go, that festival is going to go from strength to strength, and it should probably be bigger next year, I'd imagine, because there was a great turnout, which is really, really good. So I will hopefully be able to go again next year and see some of you guys there again next year. So I think that is all for the knitty stuff this week. The only thing I have to say in chatter is one word: Outlander. I've started watching Outlander, and I finished season 1 in about 3 days. You know, as you do. Well, you see, I have a trial for Amazon Prime, so I may as well like get the most out of it while I still can. Right? So yes, I've been busy watching Outlander, and I've been enjoying it very, very much. So while I am editing this, I will probably be watching another episode. So make sure you go over to the Ravelry group and enter the giveaway for the Selboom Knitting Club, and take part in the knit along. If you're knitting socks at the moment, make sure you go over to the chatter thread and show me what you're working on. And also, if you have any ideas what I can do with these 3 skeins, do let me know down below, or wherever you want to let me know. But I think maybe a So Faded, if I could get another colour, potentially. Or a 3-colour shawl, maybe the Aura shawl, is that what it's called? I know Kira has a lovely, she had a version of it that was really, really nice. Cheating it up. So maybe that. I don't know. Let me know. Here they are. Okay. I will see you all again really soon. Have a great week and happy knitting. Bye.